Hi, and today we are going to be doing part 2 of making my Undertale OC Sanzana and doing her story. A couple days after Gaster did that to me and my brothers, he separated us. He never actually liked us, so I got it. And my brother always said that he believed that anyone could be good, and other ones said that they could if tried, but Gaster would never try with us. And I felt like both of those were true, yet I never brought it up to them because I was too afraid to. That I agreed to both of them, to admit that I agreed with both of them. They were both always fighting with one another, and I didn't really care about what could happen. One day we were separated. I got mad, really mad. The only emotion I could feel was anger. Like before I met my brothers, and the emotion I could feel was wonder for what was going on. I got angry every day, yelling at Gaster for no reason. I would constantly yell and scream and throw fits to bring my brothers back to me. He never did. Felt caged, as if he never cared about what we were feeling, because he never did. And one day, when he was about to release us to test us out with a project that he thought was dangerous, so he had to test it out with something. He was thinking us, but he was wrong. For some reason, he had left something sharp in my cell a couple days ago after that. Before that day, I had grabbed it, and when he opened the door, I could barely see. It was too dark. He was looking for it, I could tell. I grabbed it, and I hit him with it, cracking both sides of his eyes, which made him really mad, angry even, telling me I'd never see my brothers again if I kept it up. Me being afraid of what would happen if I never saw my brothers. I was always yelling and screaming at him. I stopped until the day I was reunited with my brothers. I felt like I needed them to survive. But a few days before, the day before, exactly the same time, I had been hearing his conversation above us with someone named Alphys about us. I felt angry. If he was going to keep a secret, then why keep a secret completely? I was ready to fight him when he came back to my cell. He came back to retrieve me. My brothers were there, and I didn't want them to know the monster I had become overnight, over separation. So I just went with it. I never exactly thought what would happen if I didn't. I just was afraid of them knowing that I was a monster, if I was one. The fear I had in this world was unbelievable. I was angry one moment, then scared the other. So, I was always amazing everybody didn't really care. No one did, other than my brothers. I held it close to me, everything, but I still felt like something was wrong. I was the strongest after a few tests. He knew that. Gaster knew that. He brought me to a room that was dark and gory. He turned a light on and the whole project started, called The Void. Or that's what I called it. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but everyone talks about it today. Never listen, because I hate him. The pure hatred in my eyes when I saw him. I never really wanted to make eye contact with him again. So wanting to destroy him that I did. I did it. Destroyed him. The pleasure in my eyes. He fell down the void. Same thing he was gonna do to me went to him. As he fell, I yelled down, "You're stronger. You can do it better. You can die better than I can." When he looked me right in the eye and said, "I gave you shelter. Who will give you shelter now?" As I yelled back, my brothers saw them walk into the room. They both looked at me. Mysteriously, they asked what had happened. Explained to them that he was about to push me down that, and I didn't want to sacrifice myself or them. So I threw him down, made him sacrifice for his own experiments. He came up with names. Me, Sanzana. My brothers, Papyrus and Sans. We went up to the surface world and got us a house. I was emotionless. For some reason, my brothers weren't working, as if there was something in the outside world I needed. I had lots of cracks because I had battled him when he tried to throw me down, and I was covered up by bandages. At this point, no one talked to me, and I was put into a daycare system. I met someone. His name was Fresh. He was just like me, but my soul was human. Me and Fresh were friends, and I started having emotions again. I didn't know why. My brothers weren't working, and I would come to Fresh's house every day, every night. Then I met someone. Don't know what she was doing, but she was a little demon. She was running around in corridors and any shadow she could, and she dissolved into ink fast enough. Her name was Bailey. At first I pretended like I didn't notice her. Then she came again and made contact with me. She asked for my help to find other people, to get out of reality. I always felt like reality was to be getting out of. But this reality wasn't what she was talking about that I wanted to be out of. It was a different one. It was mine. The reality I lived in was different than hers. She was always trapped, and I wasn't. This was new to her. Her name was Bailey, and she didn't know much about the outside world. She was only locked in a building her whole life, like I would have been if I hadn't dealt with him. I took pity on her, and now we're best friends. Fresh had a brother named Error and a brother named Gino. He also had we were also great friends with someone named Ink. I treated them all equally, like Gaster did. I learned to talk the way Gaster did, in a voice called Wingding, constantly mocking him in the void. Whenever I went there, he would constantly yell. And that's her story. Feel free to put anything in the comments. But make sure to put all your information needed, like looks and her backstory, if you want the backstory done, and what gender. And also if it's human or monster. Bye.